Seniors, stop. Never refrigerate these 9 foods. What if I told you that some of the so-called healthiest seeds could actually be speeding up aging, damaging your joints, and even putting your heart at risk? Shocking, right? Most of us have always believed that seeds are little nutritional powerhouses, fiber, antioxidants, healthy fats. And yes, some of them truly are. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Not all seeds are created equal, and for people over 60, certain seeds can act like a silent poison. Now you might be thinking, come on, how dangerous can seeds really be? I used to think the same thing, until I met patients who ate seeds religiously every day, believing they were doing something good, only to end up with inflamed joints, crippling fatigue, and even irregular heartbeats. On the other hand, I've also seen seniors who made one simple change, swapping out harmful seeds for the right ones, and within weeks, their energy returned, their memory sharpened, and they were walking with a spring in their step, like they'd turned back the clock 20 years. So here's the deal. Today I'm going to reveal the 4 seeds you should never touch after 60, and the 4 seeds you absolutely should eat daily if you want to protect your brain, your heart, and your mobility. And trust me, the number 1 good seed on this list has changed lives in ways you won't believe. But before we dive into the details, do me a quick favor. Hit that like button, share this video with a friend or loved one, and subscribe to our channel. It's the best way to support us so we can keep bringing you powerful science-backed tips that truly make a difference in your life. Now, let's get started. Because the first seed on our danger list might be sitting in your kitchen right now. Number 4 on our danger list, sunflower seeds. Now, I know what you're thinking. Really? Sunflower seeds? They're in trail mix, granola bars, sprinkled on salads. How bad can they be? That's exactly what most people be. Sunflower seeds are loaded with omega-6 fatty acids. And while omega-6 is essential in small amounts, too much of it creates a dangerous imbalance. The body needs a healthy ratio of omega-6 to omega-3, ideally about 4:1. But when seniors snack on sunflower seeds every day, that ratio can skyrocket to 18:1 or higher. And that imbalance fuels chronic inflammation, the root cause behind stiff joints, swelling, and even TI. Let me tell you about Margaret, a 72-year-old retired librarian who came into my clinic. She walked every day, ate home-cooked meals, and thought she was living a healthy lifestyle. Yet, she constantly battled swollen ankles, fatigue, and stiffness in her knees. When we looked deeper, we discovered her diet was packed with sunflower seeds. On her granola, in her snacks, even tossed into her salads. Her blood work revealed that her CRP, a key marker of inflammation, was 3 times higher than the safe range. So we removed the sunflower seeds and replaced them with a balanced mix of flax and chia, this time prepared correctly. And within just 10 days, her swelling started to go down. After 3 weeks, her energy improved dramatically, and she went from walking 10 minutes at a time to nearly 40 minutes without fatigue. Her follow-up test? A 42% drop in inflammatory markers. Here's the truth. If you're over 60 and already dealing with arthritis, high cholesterol, or constant fatigue, sunflower seeds could be silently adding fuel to the fire. There are safer alternatives, like pumpkin seeds, that provide magnesium and zinc without the omega-6 overload. But listen closely, because compared to the next seed, sunflower seeds are nothing. The next one hides inside processed foods all across America, and it contains a natural toxin that can attack your heart directly. Number 3 on our danger list is something most people don't even realize they're consuming: cottonseed oil. Unlike sunflower seeds, this one doesn't usually sit in a jar on your kitchen counter. Instead, it's buried inside processed snacks, boxed granola, baked goods, and even so-called healthy salad dressings. Why? Because cottonseed oil is one of the cheapest oils in the food industry. And cheap, in this case, comes at a cost to your health. Here's the problem. Cottonseed oil contains a natural toxin called gossypol. Plants produce it to defend themselves against insects. That's great for the cotton plant, but terrible for your body. Studies show gossypol interferes with the heart's electrical signals, blocks calcium uptake in muscle cells, and even damages mitochondria, the tiny engines inside your cells that create energy. The result? Fatigue, muscle weakness, and in some cases, dangerous arrhythmias. Let me share the story of Joan, a 70-year-old woman who wanted to clean up her diet after her doctor warned her about cholesterol. She switched to low-fat foods, granola, whole grain crackers, and light salad dressings. But within weeks, she started feeling drained, her muscles cramped, and her heart would flutter in ways that scared her. Her EKG wasn't alarming enough for medication, but something was clearly wrong. When we dug deeper, the truth was shocking. Almost every packaged product she was eating listed cottonseed oil in the top ingredients. Once we eliminated it from her diet, replacing her snacks with roasted chickpeas, avocado slices, and olive oil dressings, everything changed. Within 2 weeks, her muscle spasms stopped. By week 3, the palpitations were gone, and she told me she felt alive again for the first time in months. Here's the takeaway. Cottonseed oil is cheap, heavily processed, and rarely comes with a warning label. But for seniors, it's a hidden landmine that can quietly disrupt your heart, muscles, and energy levels. And if you think you're safe because you're just sprinkling sesame seeds on your bread or enjoying tahini in your hummus, think again. Because that next seed may be stealing calcium from your body and leaving your bones brittle without you even realizing it. Number 2 on our list, white sesame seeds. At first glance, they seem completely harmless. They're sprinkled on hamburger buns, baked into crackers, whipped into tahini, or drizzled over stir-fries. For years, sesame has been marketed as a super seed. But for seniors, white sesame seeds can come with hidden dangers. Here's why. Sesame is very high in phytates, compounds that bind to minerals like calcium, magnesium, and zinc. For a young, healthy digestive system, this might not cause much trouble. But as we age, digestion slows down, stomach acid decreases, and mineral absorption becomes less efficient. That means phytates can actually block your body from absorbing the very minerals your bones and muscles desperately need. Over time, this contributes to weaker bones, brittle nails, muscle cramps, and even fractures. That's only part of the story. Sesame has also become one of the fastest-growing adult-onset allergens. In fact, the FDA recently added sesame as the 9th major food allergen in the U.S. Many seniors don't have dramatic reactions like anaphylaxis. Instead, it often shows up subtly: sinus congestion, skin rashes, chronic fatigue, or joint pain that no one ever traces back to sesame. Take Linda, for example, a 69-year-old retired nurse who came to me after struggling for 6 years with mysterious joint pain, dry patches of skin, and constant bloating. She had already eliminated gluten, dairy, and even red meat, but nothing helped. When we tested her food sensitivities, the culprit was clear: sesame. She had been eating hummus almost every single day, never realizing it was fueling her inflammation. Once she cut out sesame and replaced her healthy fats with avocado and walnuts, her symptoms began to fade. Within just 2 weeks, her skin cleared, her gut calmed, and the joint pain she had carried for years nearly disappeared. She told me she felt 15 years younger. So here's the reality. While sesame may look small and innocent, in older adults it can steal vital minerals, trigger hidden allergies, and leave you tired and achy without explanation. And as concerning as that sounds, the final seed on this list is even more dangerous. It's often praised as a superfood, but if eaten the wrong way, it can swell inside your body, block your digestion, and in extreme cases, become a life-threatening emergency. And finally, number 1 on the danger list: Chia seeds. Now, I know this might surprise you. Chia has been praised everywhere, by influencers, nutrition blogs, even doctors, as a superfood packed with fiber, omega-3s, and antioxidants. And yes, it can be healthy, if prepared correctly. But eaten the wrong way, chia can turn into a silent risk, especially for seniors. Here's why. Chia seeds expand dramatically when they come into contact with liquid, up to 12 times their weight. If they're fully soaked before you eat them, they form a soft gel that the body can handle. But if swallowed dry or only partially mixed into food, they can start swelling inside your throat or digestive tract. In younger people, this might just cause discomfort. But for older adults, who often have slower digestion, less gut hydration, or conditions like acid reflux, this expansion can cause constipation, painful bloating, and in rare cases, even a dangerous blockage. One patient, Roberto, a 74-year-old retired truck driver, learned this the hard way. His daughter bought him a superfood wellness pack that included chia powder. Wanting to be healthier, he sprinkled it dry onto his cereal and smoothies, without soaking it first. Within a week, Roberto developed severe bloating and sharp stomach pain. He went 5 days without a bowel movement. By the time he came into my office, his abdomen was distended, and he looked pale and exhausted. We had to stop the chia immediately, give him gentle laxatives, and switch him to properly soaked flax seeds instead. Within 3 days, his digestion returned to normal, but it was a close call. So chia isn't evil. It truly can be beneficial. But it must be soaked thoroughly for at least 30 minutes before you eat it. Seniors should start with just half a teaspoon, gradually working up, and always mix it with plenty of liquid. If you're over 60, never eat chia seeds dry or in powdered form. The risk of impaction is simply not worth it. But don't worry, because next, I'm going to reveal 4 seeds that work in your favor. Not only are they safe, but they can help reduce inflammation, restore energy, and even sharpen your memory. And trust me, the number 1 seed on that good list will surprise you with just how powerful it is. Number 4 on the good list, black sesame seeds. Now don't confuse these with the common white sesame you see on burger buns or in jars of tahini. Black sesame is completely different. It's unhulled, unrefined, and packed with powerful compounds that can do wonders for the aging brain and cardiovascular system. Here's what makes it special. Black sesame seeds are rich in lignans and antioxidants that help fight oxidative stress, one of the biggest drivers of memory decline and stiff blood vessels as we age. They're also loaded with minerals like calcium and magnesium that support bone strength and healthy circulation. In fact, a 2021 study found that older adults who consumed just 2 teaspoons of ground black sesame daily saw their systolic blood pressure drop by 13% and performed 22% better on memory recall tests. I'll never forget one of my patients, a retired math teacher named Sam. At 70, he came to me worried about his memory. He said, "Doctor, I can still do equations, but I can't even remember the names of my old students anymore." Then, instead of rushing him into medication, we tried a simple routine. A teaspoon of ground black sesame mixed with honey and warm water every morning. Within a month, his blood pressure dropped from 142/88 to 128/80. And to his amazement, he started remembering student names from decades ago. The spark in his eyes when he told me this was unforgettable. But here's the key. It has to be black sesame, not the pale roasted kind. And it works best when ground or soaked, not raw, so your body can absorb all the benefits. So if you're looking for a natural way to sharpen your memory and protect your heart, a small daily dose of black sesame could be your secret weapon. But memory and blood pressure are just the beginning. What if you want to improve digestion, lower cholesterol, and support your gut in ways that rival prescription drugs? That's where the next seed comes in, and it's one that almost nobody talks about. Number 3 on the good list, flax seeds. Flax doesn't get the flashy marketing that chia or hemp often do, but make no mistake, this little seed is a quiet powerhouse, especially for people over 60. It's one of the richest sources of alpha-linolenic acid, a plant-based omega-3 that helps calm inflammation, protect the arteries, and keep your blood pressure in check. Even more impressive, flax seeds are loaded with lignans, natural plant compounds that act like gentle estrogens, balancing hormones, improving digestion, and supporting heart health. Clinical studies back this up. In one trial, seniors who ate just 30 grams of ground flax daily for 6 months saw their systolic blood pressure drop by 15 points and their diastolic by 7 points, results that rival some first-line blood pressure medications, but without the side effects. And then there's digestion. Flax is high in soluble fiber, which forms a soothing gel in the gut, keeping things moving smoothly. I think of my patient Youssef, a 68-year-old retired taxi driver. He came to me complaining of years of constipation and a heavy, bloated feeling after meals. We started small, just 1 teaspoon of ground flax in his morning yogurt, then slowly built up to 2. Within 3 weeks, he was having effortless daily bowel movements for the first time in years. 3 months later, his cholesterol had dropped from 218 to 174. His triglycerides were down 33%, and he told me he finally felt light after eating. But here's the catch. Flax seeds need to be ground fresh. Whole seeds pass straight through the digestive system without being absorbed. And because flax oil is delicate, it should be stored in the fridge and never cooked at high heat. The best way? Blend it into smoothies, stir into oatmeal, or sprinkle on yogurt. So if you're struggling with high blood pressure, stubborn cholesterol, or sluggish digestion, flax seeds are one of the simplest, most effective daily habits you can add to your life. But flax isn't the only seed worth your attention. There's another one, less talked about, but packed with a rare duo of minerals that can ease nighttime cramps and finally help you sleep through the night. Number 2 on the good list, pumpkin seeds, also called pepitas. These small green seeds might look ordinary, but they're loaded with 2 minerals that become critically important as we age: zinc and magnesium. Zinc plays a central role in immune defense, wound healing, and muscle repair, yet many older adults are deficient because stomach acid, which is necessary for absorbing zinc, decreases with age. Magnesium, on the other hand, is involved in more than 300 cellular processes, including muscle relaxation, heart rhythm, and sleep regulation. When zinc runs low, healing slows down, infections become more frequent, and muscles weaken. When magnesium is lacking, seniors often suffer from restless legs, nighttime cramps, and poor sleep quality. Pumpkin seeds supply both of these nutrients in generous amounts, making them an almost perfect food for older adults. One of my patients, Adil, a 73-year-old retired construction worker, struggled with exactly these issues. Every night his legs would twitch and cramp, robbing him and his wife of sleep. He was drinking plenty of water and even taking calcium supplements, but nothing worked. When we checked his labs, his magnesium was low and his zinc borderline deficient. I suggested a simple change. Eat a handful of lightly roasted, unsalted pumpkin seeds each evening. Within 2 weeks, the cramps stopped. After 1 month, Adil told me he was sleeping through the night for the first time in years. His wife laughed and said, "Doctor, thank you. I can finally sleep too." That's the power of restoring balance with real food instead of pills. Pumpkin seeds are easy to add to your routine. Sprinkle them on oatmeal, blend into smoothies, or just enjoy as a snack. A small handful each day can be enough to strengthen muscles, calm restless legs, and support deeper, restorative sleep. And now, we've come to the final seed, the number 1 on the good list. This is the one I believe has the power to change lives for so many people over 60. It reduces inflammation, rebuilds strength, and has even helped some of my patients put away their canes and walk freely again. Finally, number 1 on the good list: hemp seeds. These tiny, soft, nutty-flavored seeds are one of the most balanced foods you can add to your diet, especially after 60. What makes hemp seeds so powerful is their perfect ratio of omega-3 to omega-6 fatty acids, something almost no other food provides naturally. This balance is critical. Too much omega-6 fuels inflammation, while omega-3 calms it down. Hemp seeds give you both in harmony, helping reduce chronic inflammation, support joint health, and protect your brain. But that's not all. Hemp seeds are also rich in gamma-linolenic acid, GLA, a rare type of fat with powerful anti-inflammatory effects. GLA has been shown to ease arthritis pain, regulate hormones, and even boost metabolism. Add to this their high-quality plant protein, packed with all the essential amino acids, and you've got a food that helps preserve muscle mass, a game-changer for seniors fighting sarcopenia, the muscle loss that accelerates with age. I'll never forget one of my patients, Mrs. S.A., a 76-year-old woman who had been using a cane for years because of arthritis in both knees. She had tried everything: medications, supplements, creams, but nothing gave her lasting relief. When we reviewed her blood work, it showed chronic low-grade inflammation. So we tried a simple daily habit: 3 tablespoons of hemp seeds blended into her morning smoothie with almond milk and dates. Within 3 weeks, she reported less stiffness in her joints. By the 6th week, she was walking short distances without her cane, and after 2 months, her swelling had gone down so much that she was able to kneel in her garden for the first time in years. The joy on her face when she told me this was priceless. Hemp seeds require no soaking, no grinding, and they're easy to digest. Sprinkle them on yogurt, stir them into oatmeal, or blend them into smoothies. They're gentle on the stomach, even for those with dental or digestive issues. And here's the part most people can't believe: just 3 tablespoons a day can restore energy, reduce pain, and rebuild strength, sometimes faster than expensive supplements or prescription drugs. So ask yourself, can you imagine what your life would look like if such a small change brought back your mobility, your energy, and even your independence? When we're young, the digestive and circulatory systems run like a well-oiled machine. Digestive enzymes are abundant, the intestinal lining is resilient, and blood vessels are flexible. But after the age of 60, several biological processes begin to shift. 1. Reduced stomach acid and digestive enzymes. Foods rich in fiber and fat, especially seeds, become harder to digest. That's why seeds like dry chia or white sesame often cause bloating, constipation, or block the absorption of vital minerals. 2. Less flexible blood vessels. In younger years, the body can tolerate higher amounts of omega-6 without major issues. But in older adults, an imbalanced omega-6 to omega-3 ratio directly drives inflammation, stiff arteries, joint pain, and chronic fatigue. This is exactly why sunflower seeds and cottonseed oil can turn into hidden threats for seniors. 3. A more reactive immune system. Aging is linked with a state called inflammaging, chronic low-grade inflammation throughout the body. Seeds that trigger allergies, like sesame, can worsen this, leading to rashes, sinus problems, or unexplained joint pain. 4. Decline in muscle and memory. After 60, the body loses about 1% of muscle mass each year, a condition known as sarcopenia. At the same time, brain cells face increasing oxidative stress. That's why seeds rich in protein, magnesium, zinc, and lignans, such as flax, pumpkin, black sesame, and hemp, act like natural repair tools, protecting both muscles and the nervous system. 5. Modern dietary habits. Many processed, healthy foods, granola bars, crackers, low-fat snacks, are filled with cheap oils like cottonseed oil. Seniors often believe they're making smart choices, when in reality, they're adding fuel to the fire. On the other hand, traditional habits, like roasting black sesame, eating pumpkin, or grinding flax seeds, are exactly what helps Mediterranean and Asian cultures enjoy longer lives with fewer heart problems. So there you have it. 4 seeds you should avoid after 60, and 4 seeds you should embrace daily. Here's what I want you to remember. After 60, every small choice matters. A handful of seeds might be the best natural medicine you'll ever find, or they could act like a slow poison, silently draining your energy, stiffening your joints, and putting your heart at risk. The difference lies in knowledge and in making the right choices, one step at a time. Now let me ask you, out of these 8 seeds, which ones are already a part of your daily routine? Have you noticed any changes in your joints, digestion, or energy when you eat them? Share your story in the comments below. I personally read every one and will give advice tailored to your situation. And if you found this video helpful, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with a friend or a loved one, because sometimes a single small change can save an entire life.